Hi, I'm Ed. I'm going to be showing you today our backyard garden, and it is awesome. Okay, so the first thing about this awesome garden is using these little water troughs from Home Depot, and then putting them on some bricks. Then we'll be able to get it raised up off the ground, so that way, working in the garden, it's just right here. I don't have to bend all the way down, and it's a lot easier to work with. But I also had to consider how am I going to get water into this. So, first thing is, I have these little sprayers, and it creates a nice even spread of the water. But the problem is, I have to have one over here and then another one over here, and if there's any sort of a breeze at all, then it just blows everything all over the place, and I'm always worried about something like tomatoes in here not getting enough water. So, I have a better solution, and it's a good thing I have a 3D printer, because with a little bit of magic, here's my little clips right here. I'll go ahead and make these available down the link below, so you want to go ahead and 3D print your own, or if you want me to print some for you, just go ahead and send me a message. I'll probably work something out with you. But the way this is set up is I want to go ahead and just push this down onto the side, and it just clips right on here, so it matches perfectly for the size of this standard type of a little bar that wraps around. And then what I can do is I can go ahead and take these and wrap them, not necessarily wrap it, but apply them to my 1/4-inch tubing. So now, what I can do is I can take these little sprayers, so it does the same type of trick as this guy, which does a 360, but this does 180, and now I put them on the side. So that way, I'm not getting in the way with anything, but I'm still giving it enough even water distribution. So I even put a little valve here, so I can go ahead and, there we go. Now I have one on each side. Now, if you're going to be doing this, I do recommend you go ahead and print in PETG. It's the same type of plastic that your water bottles are made out of. So that way, it'll be able to take the beatings of the sun a little bit better. And then I need about 3 of these things. I'm going to be able to kind of hold it in place. And then once you have it all adjusted, makes it really easy. Creates a nice, even water distribution across the entire bed. And so I don't have to run this for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And that's that. Now, one of the other things, though, is what happens when it either rains or I put way too much water inside this? This is an enclosed bottom. Well, that's an interesting point. So, what I did here is I have obviously the 1/4-inch tubes coming from the bottom, but I added a drain spout right here. And so this is the standard one that comes on the back of a bottle, like a swamp cooler or something like that. Then I have a small little garden hose, and it goes down into this, and then it goes into what I call a drain port. Okay, so underneath each one of these flower bed, little garden bed systems, I have one of these little pull boxes, and I have 3 tubes. Why in the world would I need 3? Well, this one right here is our fresh water, so I have it on right now. So if I loosen this, you kind of see this one's on right now. This other one, this is a recycled, which I will show you. And then this right here is my drain. So what I do is I take the runoff inside there, and then I have it just draining down inside. I also have another 3D printed part, which I will show you right now. This is the 3D printed part that's on the inside of the garden bed. So you saw on the bottom part how I had the hose, but on the top part where all the soil is, I have this guy. So that will kind of act as a screen and kind of, it's not exactly filtering, but it at least lets the overflow water, so when the thing is filled up, allows it to kind of drain down inside the garden hose. And so I don't get a lot of dirt, mud, all kinds of other stuff that's part of the soil down inside my drain tube. So the drain ends up dumping down this, and then this all goes back and goes into my water tank. So how did we get to this point? I have 3 rows of 5 of these systems with 3 pipes per one of these little pedestal pop-ups. Well, it required some planning, and then eventually we had to rent a ditch witch, and then we had to run the ditch witch and cut all the trenches in the backyard before running all the pipes. That was the hard part. So once all that was in, getting all the measurements and stuff, honestly, I spent more time planning than doing the actual digging. So everything comes over, it kind of collects all in one spot. I'm using 1.5-inch pipes for my drain, for my main feed, and for my recycled feed. It's 3/4 inch, and then it does 1/2-inch pop-ups. And it all comes over to here. And then I have 2 buckets here, okay? So this right here, if you were to shine a light down this, you'd probably see just a little bit of water because I left the garden water running. So here's the inside of my catch bucket. So here's the 1.5 inch pipe, goes all the way to the bottom, has an angle, and then it just comes out, and here it has an end cap, and I just have a bunch of holes drilled on the bottom. So everything just kind of just sieves and just percolates from the very bottom. And then I have a port on the side of this bucket, comes out, and then it goes to a splits for 3 little elbows. And so this is kind of like my overflow. So that way, this I can go ahead and put the sand or whatever inside here. I can go ahead and filter. I just haven't done that yet. But that way, from here it overflows, and then it goes across this pipe into there. And then I have this other one. So just in case the filter is full, what I can do is I can have it overflow up here and just bypass and just dump it into my sump, so I can still pump the water up out and then go into my tote. This is a automatic sump pump. I will go ahead and put a link on the, down below. And then the whole thing runs off of my solar power that's available for my shed. And so right now it's pumping it out. It goes up this tube right here. There's an air vent, and then it just dumps it down this way. And then I added a small little tube right here. I took a small little snippet from the Home Depot bucket and just cut it so it'll fit in the tube. So that way I can have a visual indicator, makes it be able to tell how much water is actually inside my tank here. And all this water is coming from recycled from overflow from my garden system. So then, what can I do with all that? Well, I can turn around, and I have a master valve right here, so I can turn this on. And then I have a split-off valve system. So I have 2 of them. One of them, it will go ahead and push that water into my trees. So I have a peach tree right there. I have a couple apple trees. And then I have the other one, I can turn that on, and that will go ahead and send the water over to the garden. Now, there's no pump on this. This is gravity fed. And so I have to have enough water in the tank to be able to overcome the height of the garden itself. But you get the general idea. I have water coming back in, and I can push it back out later on. Or if I wanted to, just use it on the trees. So, save the best for last. The cool part about this garden system is I ran the 1.5 inch pipe, the drain pipe, all the way across the yard and came over to here. So here is my drain pipe. And obviously we have a rain gutter. Goes up to the roof. We can catch rainwater. And so from here, now I need to go ahead and do some adaptations from the rain gutter to my drain pipe. And abracadabra, now I have an adapter. So I can just go ahead and drop this on here. And now all my rainwater gets dumped into my drain pipe and goes over to that pump. And then the water gets pumped into the tank, and I can use it and recycle it.
3 days later.
It is currently raining. You can see the water funneling down in. This is all rainwater we're collecting. Okay, so that was the tour of my garden system I designed. Obviously, I make all this stuff available, everything that you saw, the 3D printed parts and everything, down the link below, as well as for the pumps and everything. If you like this or have any comments or questions, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons, and you go ahead and use the comment section down below. I'll try to answer them as quickly as I can. And happy gardening.